Johnny Depp-Amber Heard trial live updates. Jury finds Depp was defamed. The jury found Mr. Depp was defamed by Ms. Heard when she described herself in an op-ed as a public figure representing domestic abuse, but also that she had been defamed by one of his lawyers. Right now, jury found that both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were defamed, but awarded more money to him. The jury found that both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were defamed, but awarded more money to him. A jury in Virginia on Wednesday found that the actor Johnny Depp had been defamed by his ex-wife Amber Heard in a 2018 op-ed, a verdict that handed the actor a victory in his long, messy battle over domestic abuse allegations. But the jury's decision was split, also finding that one of the three statements at the center of Ms. Heard's lawsuit, by one of Mr. Depp's lawyers at the time, had been defamatory. The jury awarded Mr. Depp $15 million in compensatory and punitive damages, but the judge capped the punitive damages total in accordance with legal limits, resulting in a total of $10.35 million. The jury awarded Ms. Heard $2 million in damages. The jury's decision came after a 6-week trial that transfixed the nation, with millions of people watching it on television or streaming it online as the two major Hollywood stars made charges and counter-charges of physical abuse against one another in court, sometimes in lieu. It was one of the highest-profile civil cases of the #MeToo era to go to trial. Mr. Depp fiercely denied Ms. Heard's accusations that he subjected her to repeated physical abuse that included punching, headbutting and dragging by the hair, as well as several instances of sexual assault. "It's insane to hear heinous accusations of violence, sexual violence, that she's attributed to me," Mr. Depp testified. "I don't think anyone enjoys having to split themselves open and tell the truth, but there are times when one just simply has to because it's gotten out of control." Mr. Depp's lawsuit accused Ms. Heard of defaming him in a Washington Post op-ed in which she referred to herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse and said she witnessed how institutions protect men accused of abuse. The article, which was spearheaded and prepared by the American Civil Liberties Union, never mentioned Mr. Depp by name, but he argued that it clearly referred to their marriage, which began in 2015 and fell apart just over a year later. Ms. Heard, 36, maintained throughout the trial that everything written in the op-ed was true and that she was the one who was defamed when, in 2020, a lawyer representing Mr. Depp, 58, made statements to a British tabloid calling her abuse accusations a hoax. She sued Mr. Depp for those statements, arguing that the lawyer was acting as his agent, but as part of its decision on Tuesday, the jury declined to find that her ex-husband had defamed her. The win for Mr. Depp, who denies ever hitting Ms. Heard or any other woman, is at odds with a legal loss in Britain, where Mr. Depp had sued the publishers of The Sun, a tabloid newspaper, in 2020. The Sun had called him a wife-beater in a headline, and the case ended with a ruling by a judge, Andrew Nicole, who found there was evidence he had assaulted her. Amber Heard testified that Mr. Depp sexually assaulted her and engaged in a pattern of violence. During the trial, Ms. Heard testified that Mr. Depp sexually assaulted her and engaged in a pattern of violence during their relationship, lashing out at her in jealousy-fueled rages that were often paired with drug and alcohol use, and which left her afraid for her life. Ms. Heard described Mr. Depp's behavior throughout their relationship as vacillating between intense expressions of love and violence. "I knew it was wrong and I knew that I had to leave him," Ms. Heard testified, "and that's what broke my heart because I didn't want to leave him." Ms. Heard testified that the first time Mr. Depp hit her was several years after they first met in 2009, when she auditioned for The Rum Diary, a movie in which she ended up playing his love interest. Ms. Heard said she laughed at one of Mr. Depp's tattoos, one that said "Wino Forever" after Mr. Depp altered the original "Winona Forever," referring to his former fiancée Winona Ryder, and that Mr. Depp responded by slapping her across the face 3 times. Soon Mr. Depp began crying, she said, and got down on his knees to tell her, "I thought I put the monster away." Mr. Depp denied hitting Ms. Heard over the tattoo. Ms. Heard described more than a dozen other instances in which she says Mr. Depp was violent toward her, every one of which he denies. She testified that he beat and sexually assaulted her during a trip to Australia, kicked her in the back while angry about a romantic scene she had in a movie, and headbutted her and tore out clumps of her hair during "I was constantly doing a juggling act of what kind of version of Johnny I was dealing with," Ms. Heard testified. "They acted almost like independent versions of this person depending on what combination of drugs and alcohol he was on." During cross-examination of Ms. Heard, Camille Vasquez, one of Mr. Depp's lawyers, sought to discredit her account of abuse by presenting text messages, love notes and audio of the couple's arguments that Ms. Vasquez suggested showed Ms. Heard to be an unreliable witness. Ms. Vasquez questioned why Ms. Heard didn't have medical records to back up key incidents of the alleged abuse, and showed photos of Ms. Heard, taken around the time she said she had been struck, that show no apparent bruising or swelling. "You should see what it looked like underneath the makeup," Ms. Heard said of one photo.